Hi.
All right, take two.
Take two.
Sorry about that.
Happy Sunday. And I'm Cheryl Good. Next to me is
Seva.
And we are broadcasting from Sedona, Arizona. Today's Facebook Live is how to ride the emotion wave even when you are freaked out, scared, and want to run away.
I've definitely been in that state.
I was in that stage just a moment ago when the Facebook Live broadcast suddenly went very, very bright. and
Right.
I elected to, at that point, stop. So the first thing that we want to speak about is that emotions are energy in motion.
Just part of life.
Right. That's what they are. So we label some emotions as positive and some as negative. Some emotions are good and some are bad.
There are no bad emotions.
Right. Because it's only energy. And it's easy to say it's only energy when it's not coming at you from a partner.
If anyone's going to create the discomfort, it will be your partner.
Right. Right. It feels especially like I am freaked out and scared and I want to run away. Because that's the person that we have the most emotional investment with. So what can we do when that happens? When we start to feel scared or frozen or want to run away?
Well, you definitely want to basically not be worried that it's a problem. Because, as we mentioned earlier, emotions are just energy in motion. They come and they go. That's their purpose. The purpose is to just blow up, essentially, to have their moment. Their energy starts to rise, and it wants to go all the way to the top before it comes down.
Right.
If you're afraid of it and you try to block it, then it just goes sideways, and it keeps the same amount of energy. It doesn't dissipate. But if it's allowed to go up to the top into full expression, then it just naturally dissipates on its own.
Right. So what happens when it does go sideways?
It keeps building up. Doesn't get resolved.
And then doesn't get resolved, and doesn't get resolved. And
Over
then,
and over and over again.
Then
there's layers, like the Red Rocks of Sedona. It just keeps putting down layers and layers and layers of unresolved emotion. And turns into sandstone. It's kind of hard to break through.
Right. And then your relationship feels like there's a rock wall between
A rock
you.
wall. Yeah, I guess they could be vertical layers.
Either way, it's hard. And it's not leading to the kind of emotions that do feel good
Right.
in a partnership.
Right. So, on the other side of every painful moment of emotional expression is a good moment. Feels good. Oh, whew, wow, got that released, and now actually you end up learning something about yourself and your partner. So if you drop the fear and just allow it to happen, no matter what happens, whatever the emotion is, you relax, you breathe, you just, you look at it like an ocean wave is just coming at you. And, okay, get to ride it now, get to surf it now. But keeping the body relaxed so that it just kind of washes past, doesn't knock you over.
What happens when that wave feels like it's really personal? Like when your partner said, you
Good
are...
Good question.
and then something that you don't like to hear about yourself, something where your ego is in that moment feeling very challenged. What happens then?
You try to be as neutral as possible.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the emotion coming at you is not you. It's not really about you. It's about the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's about the other person's emotions in that
it's
moment.
about the other person's emotions, whether they're about you or about another topic. It's not really about you. It's that person's emotions, and that person's responsible for those emotions. So you can take the attitude that you're just an observer,
Mm-hmm.
Or a supporter. If you're empathetic towards those emotions, then you gain more understanding. Like if you can feel if my partner's angry or if my partner's sad, and I let that information in, and let those feelings in, then I know what I know what my partner's feeling then. I have a lot more understanding at that point. And that understanding helps me to not be as reactive and to fire back with something.
And couldn't you say also that if something comes that is anger or some sort of pain that's coming towards you, that's actually the pain of the person who's speaking at that moment?
Absolutely.
That they're speaking from a place of pain. They're speaking from a place that does not feel good to them.
Yes.
Even if the discharge feels good to the person who's discharging, it's very temporary, and unfortunately the discharge can leave its own disaster in the wake.
Right. The discharge or the expression of the emotion is the therapy, is the release of the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-emotion, or the point before it's released, is the pain. And the pain is in the body, the pain is in the heart. There's some kind of hurt. And holding on to that and not being able to release it is painful. So as much as it might hurt you, the person receiving the wave, to hear and feel, it's more painful for the other person. So it's useful to just let that come out.
Right.
And then it's in the open and you can deal with it.
And here's the thing about emotions. You can have one emotion, let's say fear, and 5 minutes later you could be in a completely different place.
Absolutely.
You could be experiencing a joyful emotion. The problem happens when either of those things become blocked. Even when joy can feel blocked too.
Absolutely.
So
I might be resentful
right.
that my partner's joyful because I'm not. And that could be equally painful.
So to not hold on to something would be either way, realizing that our emotions are really transitory. They're an aspect of being human, and a lot of portent, a lot of weight at times is put on. But you, and you dredge up something from the past.
Right. You kind of have to. You definitely have to discount what's said in heated emotional states.
Right. So we do want to say that if you're in a situation where you are really fearful of your partner, we're not advocating to ride
from a physical,
or even an emotionally.
If there's a habit of critical, blaming type of emotions or actions, we don't recommend putting up with that.
Right.
And staying with that and trying to ride that.
Right.
It's probably better to leave that.
Right. So that would be a time to run away. And And in most everyday interactions, there's simply a flow of a variety of emotions. And since most of us haven't had the kind of modeling around how to be with somebody else's emotions, like some of us are just having enough of a time trying to be with our own emotions. So if there's not that modeling of what do you do when emotions are coming towards you, and if it feels like a matter of death and life, what is being spoken to you, that sets up a really challenging framework for a relationship. So, to recap, become comfortable with the ride of emotions, because that's what they do. It's a ride. It's a wave. So you can learn how to surf that. And in fact, you can even learn how to, even when things don't feel like the kind of emotions that are coming to you, if you have some wait time before you respond, if you take a breath, if you can even find some empathy and some compassion in yourself for the person who is emoting a difficult emotion, you are gaining some mastery. You're gaining mastery in the game of being human.
Right.
And then you can have more time to experience the sort of emotions that you do want to experience.
And when that wave goes by, there tends to be a feeling of intimacy that can easily lead to hot sex.
It can do that. So that should be enough of an enticement for some of you.
Yes.
To check out our website, Love and Sex Mastery. We offer individual and couple sessions. We have a special offering, which is our Sedona Couples Retreats. You come and stay in our Sedona home, and we meet with you morning and afternoon. We give you the evening off because it can be a lot. Yet you can make a significant advancement to more of what you want in your relationship. And I would say that what I discover as I work with couples and as Seva discovers is it really, as we generate this field of acceptance and love, real miracles can happen in a couple's relationship. So we invite you to look at our page, Love and Sex Mastery. We also have a YouTube channel, also Love and Sex Mastery, which we'll have this video and our prior videos on emotions. Yes, here's one. So we will see you next Sunday.